Ah, okay. Whisper has a back of the grid penalty for tonight as well. So he's got a quality band to serve. If I remember, that's this. I think he got that either at France, I believe, or was it Monza? I think it was Monza he got it at. Alright. Alright, well, there is the ready up signal, and I guess we'll be all set to go then. And then once the phase of black, we'll obviously get the introduction underway. Hello everyone, and welcome to round 11 of the Golden Class Championship here on Trinity Competitive Racing. I'm K1997, your lead commentator for this event, and this time we are racing at the Albert Park circuit for the Australian Grand Prix, which was first introduced back in 1996 and would be the opening round of the Formula One World Championship from 1996 to 2019. And it would have a 2-year absence from 2020 to 2021 thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. During that iteration, though, Albert Park has made some changes over its lifespan. Last year we had noticeable changes. There are now fewer corners, and also there are more DRS zones. They've also expanded some bits of the track as well at turns 1 and 2, and then also added two more. One more DRS zone. Excuse me. Of course, so now we have 4 DRS zones to work with. One that leads down the main straightaway towards turn 1, and at the exit of turn 2 leading into turn 3, and then the next one is at the exit of turn 8 leading up towards the fast chicanes of turns 9 and 10, which is a critical area of racetrack here at Albert Park. And then after that would be the exit of turn 10 leading into the newly reconfigured turn 11. It's more of a sharper corner now in this layout compared to what it used to be for years. And like I mentioned before, turns 9 and 10 is a critical area of racetrack. It's been an accident hotspot for over the lifetime I've commentated and raced here at Albert Park. But yeah, and also turn 5. That area, that right-hander that leads into turn 6, that leads from the exit of turn 5 leading up to turn 6, that corner can be a bit tricky, so you got to be very careful how you take it. Sometimes I've seen drivers lose the back end. Sometimes they'll also go a bit too wide and also go into the wall, pretty much. But pretty much the primary overtaking spots you've got around here is at turn 1, turn 3, and turn 11. Maybe you could try turn 9 if you can, with a bit of DRS at the exit of turn 8. We'll wait and see what happens here. And of course, this is another sprint round as well here at TCR. This is the second and final sprint round as well of this championship. So we will have the normal qualifying session of 18 minutes, and then following that, a 10-lap race. Sprint race, I should say. And of course, there are no mandatory stops. Top 8 obviously score points in the sprint rounds. And then we go into the main race, which will be 29 laps, and the top 10 will score points from that. So we're going to have a bit of a long night, I reckon, here at Albert Park. Now, before we go fully focused into qualifying, there is some news to go through first from last week's race at Suzuka. There were 4 incidents that were reported in this, one of which was an incident between Nerd and Ben Swerven, which was reported as no further action. The other one was involving, again, Swerven this time, the collision that he caused with Raikkonen, and we caught that on stream actually. That happened at the Casio Triangle. He got a 10-second time penalty and 2 license points for that. And I don't think it affected those results anyway for him. Few of which others were just penalty removals. The other one was a warning that was removed from Rizzi. He got a total of 5 warnings, and as a result of it, for being forced off the track, and as a result, he got 3 seconds removed, and that promoted him from P5 and Camden to P6. And then the final one is an incident that involved Carson Gain, 2 warnings at 1 corner, and he got a 3-second time penalty that got removed, and that puts him from P2 and Remsley down to 3. In the Drivers' Championship currently is GTR Lion that's leading the way on 187 points, followed by his teammate Remsley in second on 157 points. 30 points separating the two Alpine drivers at the moment, and it's Raikkonen in third with 113 points. And it's Cakes in fourth with 57 points, and Rockstar rounds off the top 5 with 54 points. In the Constructors' Championship, it's Alpine that are dominating the championship on 344 points, followed by Haas in second with 156. 188 points separating those two constructors in the Constructors' Championship. So, yeah, it's pretty much a dominating performance for Alpine so far, like I've said, almost all season long. Alfa Romeo are in third with 102, followed by Williams in fourth with 95, along with Aston Martin. Well, that's it in terms of news. We can now fully focus into this qualifying session. And also because this is a sprint format, it kind of simulates basically what a sprint weekend would be. So, because it's a sprint weekend, there isn't much track rubber to be used. It basically, you don't really have much grip or evolution until you get to the later stages of qualifying. So we'll see how this affects the drivers here for tonight. Remsley goes to the top with a 117.844. That's also followed by Rizzi in second with an 18.8, and then Case with a 19 flat. And now that's beat by Cam DeLuca with a 17.5. A really good lap time there from Cam DeLuca. Very nice lap time. Don't usually see him towards the top too often, but it seems like he's getting better and better as the season progresses. Everyone's on the soft tires, you can see. No one's on intermediates. That's good to see indeed. It is cloudy though. You can see that for sure, but I don't think it's going to be threatening for rain from what it looks like. Lion, our championship leader, goes to second position with a 1:17.781 for the moment. Raikkonen right now starting a flying lap. Carson runs a bit wide there at turn 10. That's going to definitely invalidate his lap time, so he's going to have to try that lap again. Rockstar, I haven't seen him for a while. Good to see him back. The last time I saw him, he had that really epic battle between himself and Lion a few weeks ago at Silverstone. It was actually one of the best battles I've ever watched so far. Watching Golden Class, it was absolutely fantastic. As Nerd goes to third place with a 117.8. Rockstar making his way up towards now the fast chicanes of turns 9 and 10. You may have noticed a little bit of changes with the cars as well. There was an update that happened over the week, which involved the cars now looking to what they looking like what they are currently today. And I think Rockstar might have backed out of the lap. I do see the light flashing there, or maybe a glitch. I'm not entirely sure. He's still pushing. That might have just been a visual thing. Well, let's see. He opens the DRS. He'll cross the start-finish line. We'll set a 1:18.3. Yeah, no, what I was going to say is that they kind of updated the cars a little bit. So now you see that the Aston Martin has the Valvoline sponsor like it should have on the car, because that is one of their sponsors. And also Mercedes car now has the side pods instead of the no side pods we've been seeing for a long, long time. So it's good to see that they finally updated that. Only took at least about, what was it, 6 months? But there we are. Let's see here. Carson doesn't look like he's on another lap. It looks like he's going to try. I don't know if he's going to go again or whatever. He does have enough fuel, it seems, because I don't see the flashing red fuel icon. So that definitely tells me that he's probably going to try again. And also because this is a sprint format too, for qualifying, they're only allowed 3 sets of soft tires. Or I think that's what it is, depending on your allocation. Well, along with Carson, then give you a proper tour of the racetrack here at Albert Park as it leads down the main straightaway towards turn 1. On the brakes, raises down the 4th gear, clips the inside apex of turn 1, and then into turn 2. Opens the DRS, heads down towards turn 3. Big speed from the Williams car, 194 miles an hour. Apex speed of about 65. 3rd gear, brings up to 4th, through turn 4, and then through the tricky right-hander at turn 5. Like I mentioned, it's a bit tricky. You got to be very careful how you take that corner. I think it's more grippier this time around as it makes its way through turn 6, and then into turn 7, and to the quick right-hander of turn 8. This will be the 3rd DRS zone of the racetrack here. It used to be only 3. This wasn't a DRS zone last year because of safety reasons by the FIA, but they decided to implement it for this year's Grand Prix. Through the fast chicanes of turns 9 and 10, maybe missing the apex there a little bit there at turn 10. Opens the DRS, We'll head up towards turn 11. 7th gear, hard on the brakes, down to 3rd, apex speed about 75 miles an hour. As it now heads up towards turn 12. 5th gear, lifts a little bit on the throttle, gets back on it, down to 3rd, brings it down to 2nd actually, then short shifts up to 3rd, and then around the final corner of turn 14, opens the DRS, will head up towards the start finish line. Carson will set a 1:17.904. Not a bad time actually, considering he was on the track there for quite some time. So that's a good lap indeed, for at least a starter for him. But yeah, so far the start of this qualifying session has to be Camden Luca. Like I said, I don't usually see him in the top too often, but seems like he's really liking Australia here from what it looks like. But yeah, he's ahead of our championship leader by just 0.2 of a second. Speaking of his championship rival, Remsley is coming down the main straightaway. Will start what will be his next flying lap. Cakes right now is up. Excuse me, is up by nearly 0.2 of a second. Giggle is up by 1/10.5 to the middle sector. Makes his way out of turn 12. We'll head up towards turn 13 around the final corner. And we'll head back down the main straightaway. No DRS, he doesn't. Now he opens the DRS. He didn't open it earlier. He crosses the line to set a 19 flat. Cakes, meanwhile, is up by just 1/10 of a second to the middle sector. Brings it down to 4th gear, apex speed 75 miles an hour. That's down towards turn 13. There are yellow flags, or sorry, turn 12. There are yellow flags there for Rockstar. That's probably just him trying to get some temperature into his tires, I imagine. This Cakes makes his way around the final corner, back onto the main straightaway. Across the start finish line, will set a 19.1. Doesn't actually improve on his time. So he's a bit, doesn't seem like he's having the best of times so far, at least. But meanwhile, Remsley is up by 1/10.5. Lion is up by 70 thousandths to the first sector. He's coming up towards the middle sector as we speak. What will the clock say for him? It says he's up by 54 thousandths. He actually lost time in that middle sector as Remsley goes to the top now with a 1:17.395. The other Alpine, meanwhile, Lion is making its way down towards turn 11. Brings it down to 4th gear. May have been I think that might have been a bit real lucky. I thought I saw the car maybe lost the back end slightly at the exit of turn 11. Heads down towards turn 13, brings it down to 3rd gear, and he actually bails on the lap, so he doesn't go any further. He'll go back into pit lane, get on another set of tires, and wait maybe for the track to evolve a little bit more. Meanwhile, Nerd making his way through turn 4 up towards turn 5. He's kind of a bit of a lift there from what it looked like. I think I was going to say, I don't think he was on a real lap from what it looked like, so we'll scratch on that. Dionical is invalidated his lap time. He must have done that at turns 1 and 2. D-Swish, new driver I haven't seen before, like I said earlier. I think he's reserved in silver class before. Yeah, I've never seen him reserve in this one, but we'll see how he does. He's up by 90 thousandths currently. He's only going in 7th position, but right now he's making his way through turn 13, and it's down. Actually, no, he bails on the lap as well. So he'll go back into pit lane as Rockstar goes to P2 with a 1:17.475. Not a bad lap there by the British driver. As Rizzy now makes his way out to turn 5. Clock says he's up by just nearly, he's actually 3 3/4 of a tenth exactly to the first sector as he makes his way. Oh, I think he had a bit of a wiggle there, what it looked like, out of turn 8. See if maybe that might have cost him time. Let's see. Heads out of there as he is now up by 0.4 of a second. That kind of matches what the front runners have been doing in the first 2 sectors. I'm guessing he must have made a big mistake somewhere in the final sector. I'm hazarding a guess. We'll wait and see as he makes his way towards turn 12. Now to the final 2 turns at turns 13 and 14. 3rd gear. Oh, and again another big snap of oversteer at the exit of turn 12. That definitely will cost him time. He'll cross the start finish line. Yeah, he sets a 1:17.5. So yeah, he lost a significant amount of time in the final sector. He did that in the previous lap. He kind of did it again, but still gets in the top 5 nonetheless. Let's see, Camden Lucas out on track at the moment. Nerd, meanwhile, is heading out of the now he's heading out of the final corner. Back onto the... Oh, and he too has a massive snap of oversteer. Well, cross the line to set a 117.8. He doesn't improve on his time. He definitely lost time in that final sector. Zion, yeah, he's not happy with his lap. He'll go back into the pit lane. And put on another set of tires. I'm actually glad to see that the Mercedes finally has side pods. I honestly did not like when they first did it back in 2022, the no side pod concept. It just looked ugly to me. I mean, it wasn't just ugly, someone was dangerous too. It like broke Lewis's back at Baku last year. Meanwhile though, Camden Luca making his way down the main straightaway towards the first corner. Will start his second flying lap. We have about 4 minutes to go. So, if he doesn't get a good run on this, he doesn't have enough time to go for another one. But still, it is a little bit early, I think, for him to go out. But we'll wait and see what he can do. As he heads out of turn 4, heads out of turn 5. He kind of looked like he had a bit of a messy first sector. Yeah, I would have thought that. He's down by 36 thousandths. But can he find any time in the middle sector? He only needs to find about just a 10th and a half to beat Rensley at the moment, who's occupying pole position. Clock says for him, he's up by 47 thousandths. That definitely is not enough, though. It's enough to get maybe closer to Rockstar, but not close enough, though, to get to Rensley. He needs a magical final sector, though, if he wants to snag pole position away from the Alpine driver. Out of turn 12, hard on the brakes, down to third gear at turn 13. Gets a nice rotation at the exit of turn 12. Not the greatest exit, though, at turn 14. That definitely was a big slide, and it's cost him time. And I think that is his qualifying done. Pushing way, way too hard at the exit of the final corner. Not the first driver I've seen do that. Like I saw with Nerd, he did that a while ago at the exit of the final corner. Yeah, 13 and 14 are really tricky in this game, especially with these cars. They can be quite tricky. If it was 22, oh gee whiz, 22 would be just like if you hit the throttle. Well, car just says, "Nah, I ain't doing it." Anyway. Pole sitter Remsley makes his way out of turns 1 and 2. Gets a very clean run out of turns 1 and 2 as well. Heads down towards turn 3. Brings it down to third gear. Apex speed of about 69 miles per hour as he heads out of turn 4. Up towards turn 5. Flats out there. Uses the outside curve. Clock says for Remsley, he's up by a 10th and a half to the first sector. Yeah, Camden's not going to go for another lap. Plus he's low on fuel. As Remsley will make his way to the third DRS zone. Head up to the middle sector. The clock says for Remsley, he's still up by a 10th and a half, but he's lost only just 5 thousandths compared to his first sector. So he's still looking good on this lap, but we'll see what he can do out of this final sector. Right now he's looking at least a 17.2. But he needs a really good run out of the final sector if he wants to prove a little bit more. As he heads out of the final corner now, back onto the main straightaway, and will open the DRS and cross the line to set a 117.239. So he does improve on that lap. Rockstar looks like he might have screwed up on his lap. I don't know how much time is left on the clock. If I could see. He's got 21 seconds, though. That's his quality done. Rizzy, though, is purple to the first sector. According to the minimap, I didn't quite catch what it was. GTR Lion is up by a 10th and a half to the first sector. Raikkonen, though, is about to start his flying lap with just about a few seconds to spare. Rizzy is also purple to the middle sector. Again, I didn't catch what it was, but if it is legitimate, he may be looking at a really good lap. We'll wait and see. He definitely has a bit more time, I feel, as he heads out of turn 13, or turn 12. Now into turn 13. Again, has a little bit of correction there. Will that cost him a bit of time? Opens the DRS. Will head up towards the line. It's a 17.2, needs to beat. He doesn't beat that. It's a 17.3. As D-Swish goes to P2 with a 117.347. Very good lap time indeed. Lion only goes to 4th position. Camden Luca doesn't improve, goes into pit lane, obviously. Nerd only improves to 17.5. Raikkonen, though, is not up on his time. He's down by 33 thousandths of a second as he heads out of turn 11. Now into turn 12. What about Carson? He's up by 0.2 of a second. Can he find any more time? Crosses the line. Oh, he was so close. A 117.299. 600ths of a second off of Remsley. Very, very close. And Raikkonen has messed up on the final corner. He is not going to improve. And that, I think, is the end of qualifying. Remsley will start on pole position here for the Australian Grand Prix. Well, the sprint race for the Australian Grand Prix. Yeah, very close though for Carson. He nearly got there, but was just 600ths off of Remsley. Just 600ths was the margin. D-Swish though, a fantastic qualifying session from the Silver Reserve jar. I think he's now Golden Reserve too. Fantastic qualifying from him as well on his Golden Class debut. Then 117.347. So Remsley will start on pole. Carson in second. D-Swish will start in third, along with Rizzy. GTR Lion, a bit of a subpar qualifying for Lion for his standards. We'll see if he can make it up in the sprint. Rockstar in sixth, followed by Camden Luca, Nerd, Raikkonen, Zionical, Cakes, Giggle, and then Whisper and Sir Charles. Did not to lap times. Whisper, though, had to serve. I actually failed to mention this a little bit. But, yeah, Whisper had a back of the grid penalty that he got a penalty for at Monza. So, that's why he's starting towards the back. Sir Charles, I think he just opted to not do that at all. Because I don't see any penalties for him. So, he will start from the back along with Whisper. It's still cloudy here at Melbourne, so doesn't look like we're gonna have any sort of, hopefully no wet weather interference. Yeah, we're gonna have 10 laps of this sprint here in Australia, and then of course, like I said, too, 29 laps for the main race. So yeah, we're gonna be in for a bit of a night, but hopefully we won't get into any sort of problems. I think there should be formation lap on, or is it off? I can't remember. I'll look at my notes. I don't think we did formation lap last week. It doesn't say. Alright, with no formation lap, so we are going straight to the race. We got 5 red lights for the sprints, and we are underway here for the sprint race here in Melbourne. It's a nice start by Remsley as they make their way up towards the first corner. Carson didn't really get a greatest of starts. He's got D-Switch alongside, and he spins around! Oh no! He got collected a little bit there by D-Swish. There was a bit of contact. Carson goes from second all the way to the bottom as they now make their way towards turn 3. Cakes, Whisper already up to 9th position there. He's alongside the Ferrari. A 5-second penalty there for Lion and a 3-second penalty for Izzy as they now make their way through turn 7 and 8. Sir Charles also up a few places. He's up to 10th place. Rizzy did not get a great start either, as he now makes his way. They make their way up towards turns 9 and 10. The Alfa Romeo draws alongside. Doesn't get close enough though to attack. There was definitely a little bit of contact I didn't notice between Swish and Carson. I want to say there was contact. Oh, it's Giggle, Rizzy, side by side as they make their way up towards turn 12. The Alfa Romeo gets in front. But it's a great start for Remsley though, nonetheless. He's up by just 1.4 seconds ahead of D-Swish as he completes the first lap. Nerd gets up to 5th place, overtaking Rockstar up towards now down the main straightaway. No TRS, yeah, that'll be of course enabled on the next lap. Tires for everybody, not a surprise, everyone's on the medium, so we don't really necessarily need the tire graphic then. But yeah, that 5-second penalty though for Lion is definitely going to hurt him for sure. Considering the fact, yeah, I'm guessing he got that when he overtook somebody when there were yellow flags from Carson's spin. Yeah, just nothing he can literally do about that. So he's gonna have to make way with what he's got. What he needs to do though is get ahead of D-Swish, fill that 5 seconds, and hopefully maybe for his sake he could start in P2 along with his teammate. Let's make the way through turn 11. No DRS, like I said, that won't be enabled till lap 3. And when at least getting a little bit more under control. Carson though, poor start for Carson though. It's not been the greatest of starts, and a poor run for D-Swish as he's got the Alpine drawing alongside, and pretty much nothing he could do about that. Now it's Line moving up into 2nd position as DRS now is enabled. Camden Luca is looking interested as well as they make their way up towards turn 3. Haas around the outside of the AlphaTauri, making their way through turn 3, heading up towards turn 4. And the Haas now gets in front. He's now into 3rd place. As they now make their way up towards turn 6 and now into turn 7 and turn 8. Camden will get the DRS. He's just underneath that 1 second range. So he will be able to close up on GTR Lion down this straight. And of course he'll get DRS as well down towards at the exit of turn 10. Zionical overtakes Sir Charles. That is at the entry to turn 9. Mercedes gets in front of the Aston Martin. Hero, Swish, side by side, heading through turn 11. Nerd has to give in. Swish stays still in front. Swish though trying to defend aggressively hard as best he can. Unfortunately though, he seems to be losing more and more ground. And I think Nerd's got more of a momentum compared to the AlphaTauri as he makes his way down the main straight. They both got DRS, but the Red Bull's got more pace down the straight, it seems. Oh, Nerd gets a penalty. There are multiple ways. Rizzy's out. He's crashed at the exit of the final corner. Or is that... No, I'm sorry. He's retired in the pit lane. I thought he crashed at the final corner. That my mistake on that. Meanwhile, though, Ken and Luca... Oh, gets a bit touch and go there with GTR Line. He gets through into turn 4 and gets ahead into turn 5. But Line will respond with the aid of DRS. Poor Rizzy though, not a great start to his race weekend here in Australia. And there goes Line, and here comes Swish as well. Ken and Luca getting swamped there by 2 cars there into 1 straight. Doesn't seem like Camden though wants to give up easily there, but can't really do too much when Swish has DRS. Swish now moves up into 3rd place ahead of Camden Luca. Yeah, but this is not great news though for Line because he's gonna have he's still got that 5 second penalty and he's got a bunch of cars right behind him. Speaking of a car trying to make an overtake, that is Rockstar trying to overtake Camden Luca into turn 1. He'll get in front of him as Swish now gets a 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings. That happened at the exit of turn 2, I think. Make the way through turn 4. Now into 5. And down towards now the third DRS straight. Swish will get DRS. Will he line up an overtake here on line? He won't be close enough. He does have a bit of battery to use, but he's got a little less than half of the battery in use. Yeah, he's got about 50, actually no, about half. He's got 51%. Lion's got 40%, so he's a little bit less compared to the AlphaTauri. How about Ramsley? He's got all the he's got all the battery in the world. He's got 75%. Doesn't really worry too much. Rockstar's got 71. Camden's got 52. Nerd's got 51. As car goes a little bit off there, that's Whisper at the edge of the final corner. He gets overtaken by Cakes there, as Raikkonen now moves ahead of Nerd there for 6th place. Raikkonen trying to make up some spots after having a little bit of a subpar qualifying for his standards as well, trying to make up some spots. Right now, from what it looks like, he probably will be starting in 4th, considering that Swish and Line have penalties. Line, though, is going to be dropping quite significantly, though, if this keeps it the way it is. Ramsey, though, is just loving life, as we can see. 3.5 second margin between himself and his teammate. And here comes Rockstar with the straight line speed. Down the inside into turn 9. He'll have the outside line for turn 10. He gets it done. A fantastic move by the British driver. He moves now up into 3rd position ahead of the AlphaTauri. Meanwhile, Luca and C-Switch. Contact! A bit of contact. And off the road goes Luca. And through goes Raikkonen. Up into 5th place. Swish now loses another position. Make then 3 more positions. As now Cakes and Whisper go through. Swish goes all the way down to 9th place. That definitely got a bit messy, but they all got through nonetheless. Yeah, but a fantastic move, though, by Rockstar. Go around the outside, Swish. That turns 9 and 10. So far, the best move so far in this whole race weekend. Alright, we got about 4 more laps left in the sprints. Aston Martin is trying to close up on Lion. I'll be honest, though, he doesn't really need to do much of anything, Rockstar. He can literally just sit behind Lion as much as he wants to. Or if he doesn't have enough pace, he can just go for it. I was just saying that because he's got a 5-second penalty line. But Rockstar showing he's got some solid pace so far this time about. Alright. Ramsley completes lap 7. We're on to lap 8 of this sprint here in Australia. 3 more laps to go. Rockstar just staying with the Alpine as best as they possibly can. If this were to finish as it is, oh Jesus, Rockstar has a huge moment at turn 4. If this stays where it is, I think Line would start, I would say at least at, here, I'm gonna do a bit of rubbish maths. This Giggle gets a penalty there. He's down in the 12th place, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He probably would be starting at least about 6th position. Actually, no. He would be starting 6th or 7th position. 7th position. Big moment there from Camden. I saw that in the background. Lost the back end. As Cakeson, oh, Nerd is side by side. You don't often see cars go side by side through there. Bit tricky to do it, but they made it work. Cakes gets through. Nerd's getting a bit compromised by Whisper. Whisper has DRS, so does the Red Bull as well, but the Red Bull seems like he's got the better long legs. Whisper, oh, that's tight, contact! Contact, and around goes the Ferrari. Oh dear. That definitely was rough there between those two, and Whisper got the worst of it. Giggles retired on track? Oh, he has retired on track. Whisper's also going quite slowly there. Is that? No, that's. Sorry, that's Giggle. I was making sure that wasn't Whisper. I was gonna say, if you slow down, it doesn't matter. The safety car won't come out. Got 2 more laps to go. Alright, well, Rockstar right behind the Alpine. Out of turn 12, up towards turn 13. To turn 14. Down the main straightaway. Again, we'll be in the final lap of the race. Yellows. Oh dear, looks like Carson and Whisper have had an incident at turn 11. Whisper lets him through. He probably thinks that it was his fault for what happened. That's a bit of sportsmanship for what he did, but yeah, it's a bit of a rough race for the both of them. Carson, though, getting screwed on the first lap by Swish at turn 2. Definitely cost him there in that race, but hopefully he'll make it up in the main one. See what Raikkonen does for it against his teammate. He's really close. Doesn't look like he's gonna go. It does. You know, he doesn't have DRS. He's also lifting too. I guess he's happy where he wants to be. Make sure to give maybe Cam did a bit of a good race. Right now he is having a pretty decent race. He'll be starting 4th. Actually, no, he'll be starting in 3rd. I take that back. Now Rockstar's overtaken GTR line. That has happened at turn 11. But meanwhile, though, it's been a faultless race for this man, Remsley. Out of the final corner now, back onto the main straight. Remsley will take the sprint and will be starting from pole here in Australia. Rockstar will finish in 2nd. Lion will he will not keep 3rd place. That will go to Cam DeLuca. Raikkonen down to 4th, up to 4th now. And Lion will start in 5th place. So he pretty much will start from where he qualified. Cakes will start in 6th along with Ionical. Sir Charles will complete the 8th position and claim the final point scoring spot. Switch 9th. Nerd 10th. Whisper and Carson will round it all off. Alright. Well, there you go. There is the results there for Remsley winning the sprint here in Australia. Rockstar 2nd, Cam DeLuca 3rd, Raikkonen 4th, Lion 5th, Cakes, Article, Sir Charles, like I mentioned, getting the final point scoring spot, then Switch, Nerd, Whisper, Giggle, and Rizzy rounds it all off. That's at least what it'll be provisionally for now, but yeah, any reports that come in this race, that is only separate from the sprint and the main race. Righto. Now we move on to the main race, and it's actually sunny now here in Australia. Doesn't seem like there's too many clouds in sight. At least that's the good news, I guess. See how we get on with this. Ramsley will start from pole. Rockstar, though, will start in P2. And he's got two horses behind him as well in third and fourth by the form of Camden Luca and FFR Raikkonen. Lion, though, who is our championship leader, will start from fifth position. So at least the main thing for, I guess, for Lion, even though he got that 5 seconds, I did screw him in the sprint. At least it'll make it up, though. Make up the fact that he's not too far down the order. I guess we'll be waiting for the go, and we'll get this 29 lap race underway here at Melbourne. Yeah, just waiting for Camden's signal, and then we'll get underway very shortly for the feature race. So it'll be 29 laps to come here in Melbourne. Should be more of a one-stop race, of course. See if anyone goes for any sort of bull trap. He may start on the soft compound tire, but I reckon it's just going to be the usual hard, medium, or medium hard in terms of the strategy. Alright, I guess we're going. Well, because Camden's now given the signal. So we'll get going shortly here for the Australian Grand Prix. Not much in the chat going on, but that's okay. Alright, well, here we go. We got 5 red lights, 29 laps in front of us. And we are underway for the main race here at Melbourne, Australia. It's a nice start from Ramsley once again. Rockstar, though, having a bit of a shaky start as they make their way up towards turn 1. Right, Luca, around the outside of Rockstar, gets in front. He's now up into second place. Rockstar to third, or down to third. And we got a virtual safety car that's been deployed. What's happened towards the back? Must have been some sort of incident that must have happened. I don't think there's a front wing from somebody. There isn't from a Ferrari. That looks like that's Whisper. Oh dear, it's gone from bad to worse for Whisper. Got no front wing, but he needed a safety car, not a virtual safety car. That's not going to help him at all. So we got a virtual safety car that's been deployed for the front wing being destroyed off of Whisper's car. So I'll have to go in the pits to get that front wing fixed. As we're now back under green flag conditions, most of everyone in the medium tires, apart from 2 drivers, that being one of the drivers that's overtaking Whisper, that's Carson on the hard tire. He gets in front into 11th position. The other driver that's on the high, that's Raikkonen. And off the road goes Whisper. Of course, has no downforce at all on the front wing of that, on the Haas, on the Ferrari, excuse me. Actually, there was another driver on the hards I failed to mention, Nerd in 9th. So it's 3 drivers on the hard compound tires. By the end of the first lap, though, it's Camden Luca right behind Remsley, who leads the first lap, as Remsley leads by 0.4 of a second to the Haas car, and kind of pulled away a little bit from Rockstar. Because now it's 1.2 seconds between Camden and Camden and Rockstar, excuse me. They make their way up towards turn 3. Everyone trying to sort themselves out. We'll get rid of the tire graphic, actually, since there's only 3 drivers on the hards, that being Nerd, Cakes, and Carson. That's something we'll have to keep in mind. Raikkonen, though, is in a little bit of trouble, though. He's got Zionical behind him on medium compound tires. That Mercedes looks like he wants to get a move on quickly. He's got the battery switched on, and he's going to overtake. Well, he's trying, at least. Now he gets in front of the Haas. He now moves up into 5th place. As now Cakes follows suit. There was a bit of contact, I think, there between the Alpha and the Haas. Oh, and a bit off the curve. On the curve, there goes the Alfa Romeo. Now Raikkonen wants a bit of piece of the action here. Down the outside here, it's a turn 11. Can't get through there, it's a turn 11. Has to stay behind. And a bit of a moment there from Nerd at the exit of turn 11. One second, though, the margin between the top 2. Remsley is starting to slowly pull away from Camden. It seems like any time Remsley stays in front, he just stays in front. He doesn't let anything phase him. In his fairness, it's quite remarkable how he does that. Now he is slowly pulling that gap away from Camden Luca. Camden, though, doesn't want to have Rockstar on him for DRS. That's what he doesn't want. But Lion, though, is going to be on him with DRS. At the exit of turn 6, 7, and now into turn 8. He's got about 80% of battery storage. Rockstar has literally nothing. He's depleted all of the resources. Ramsley and Camden have about 56. They're even on battery. Yeah, Rockstar has literally nothing in store. Yeah, that's definitely not good news there for the Aston Martin driver. And considering the fact the car behind him has got 76%. Yeah. That is also a little technique that Lion technically normally does. He loves to conserve the battery as best he can. Oh, a bit of wiggle there from those two. I wonder what was up with that. Looked like a bit of a gesture between those two. Down the inside, Rockstar gets behind the Alpine. Well, like those two were communicating with each other or something like that. But nevertheless, it's now Lion now into 3rd, Rockstar in 4th. Ramsey, though, right now 1.7 seconds ahead of Camden Luca. Making their way out of turn 8. Now down this DRS straight. Camden, though, doesn't have any sort of DRS to aid him, so just gotta stick to what he's got. He will have Lion, though, right behind. Rockstar isn't too far away behind Lion, so I think the best thing that Rockstar can do in his situation is try to stick with Lion as best he can and conserve his battery. If he doesn't, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Final corner now, back onto the main straightaway. 8.5 tenths the margin. That gap will close up thanks to DRS. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, got Zionical leading this little group. He's in 5th place. He's got Cakes behind. He's 1.1 seconds behind him. Then it's Raikkonen in 7th place, along with Sir Charles, and Nerd, and then Giggle in 10th position. Then you got also Rizzy, Swish, and Carson, then Whisper. Yeah, he's gonna need a safety car if he wants to get back in this race. Really has been an average race for the Ferrari driver. Yeah, no one's using a battery from the top two, but the gap has increased a little bit. It's now nearly 2 seconds separating between Camden Luca and Remsley. Rockstar trying to close up, using up the battery there to try to close up on GTR line. It's 8/10 the margin, 8.5 tenths. Raikkonen and Cakes are side by side, heading through turn 11. And off the road there was another car that goes off the track. That might have been Giggle, I believe, and the Ferrari that went off the road. Or was it Swish? I couldn't tell, but there was a car that went off the road for just a brief moment. Giggle still leads this convoy. I don't think he will be for much longer, because now Swish will get DRS, turns on the battery, and yeah, the Ferrari is completely powerless in the situation. Swish now moves back into the point scoring place. Carson, though, will follow suit as well. Again, no DRS for the Ferrari, considering there's only one detection point for these two DRS zones. Now, oh, hello, Nerd, Sir Charles. That's a bit touch and go. Nerd does get in front, and he will get DRS to close up on at least to Raikkonen and Cakes. Meanwhile, battle between Lion and, oh, hang on, hold that thought. Raikkonen makes the move on Cakes. That's at turn 9 he did that at. He's also the lead driver on the hard compound tire. Right now he's trying everything he can to get a move on. Rizzy, Giggle, oh dearie me, that's close. Ferrari stays behind. Gap still increasing, and Remsley's also saving the battery in the process. Now he's turning on the battery a little bit there to gain a little bit of time. He's got nearly 3 seconds between himself and Camden Luca. Nearly 3 seconds. But Camden, though, I will say, has had a very solid race so far. He had a solid one in the sprint, and, well, right now, he's looking very good for maybe a potential podium place. I don't think he has one so far in Golden Class. Right now, it's looking like he could have a potential podium as long as he keeps it clean. Now watch as that commentators cursed him. I hope I don't. I hope I don't. That's the main thing. I hope I didn't. Well, though, battle for third still brewing. Rockstar, GTR line. Rockstar not close enough, but he will close up enough on the gap to keep within touching distance. Now Lions getting involved in this little business here with Camden. 3.1 seconds is the gap between Remsley and Camden. It's 9.5 tenths, and now the Alpine of Lion will get DRS heading down the main straightaway. He won't be close enough, though, to attack him into turn 1. We'll have to stay behind at least for now. Through turn 1, then turn 2. Now heading up towards turn 3. DRS wide open for the Alpine car. Hard on the brakes, brings it down to third gear, misses the apex just a little bit. Head out of turn 4, up towards turn 5. Carson overtakes Swish, that is for 10th place. That must have happened at turn 3 or 4, I think. Battery switched on. The Alpine tries to close in on the Haas. Won't be close enough though at turn 9. But can he get a good run out of turn 10? DRS switched on again. He will not be close enough though to attack into turn 11. But he is much, much closer than he was before. Alright, out of the final corner. It's half a second now. Camden moves to the inside of the pit lane wall to break the toe. Cuts back onto the racing line. That's legal what he did. He wasn't weaving about. He just moves from one side to the other just for a brief moment. He's just trying to break the slipstream. Into turn 3. Not close enough. Safety car! Safety car's been deployed! What's happened? A safety car has come out, and again, it's another Ferrari that causes it. Well, this time causes a safety car. It's Giggle that's caused the safety car, breaking his front wing. Whisper goes into pit lane to get onto a set of mediums, I think. Yes. That might be the mediums he used at the start. Well, a safety car has now been deployed in this race. So now it's a good opportunity for anyone that started on the mediums to get off of those tires onto a set of hards. How much will this double stack that hurt line? Wait and see. I don't think it should hurt him too much. There you go, pulled it up, very nice. Camden's in. Lion's in as well. He is going to be stuck behind his teammate for a brief moment. Crew works on the car. On go the hards, away he leaves. Raikkonen also into the pit lane. Actually, no, sorry. Raikkonen stayed out, excuse me. Remsley comes out on the hards. Nerd stays out. Camden's on the hards. Rockstar on the hards. So he loses one spot to the Lion. He drops down to 6th place behind Rockstar. So I call on for hard tires. Same with Cakes. Carson, though, he's going to gamble and go on the mediums. He'll try to do about 19 laps on those tires. It's a bit of a gamble, but it could work. We'll wait and see if it does. The Raikkonen and Nerd stay out. They didn't want to take the gamble what Carson's doing and get off of those tires and onto a set of mediums. Try to stick it out as much as they can. And hopefully they get another safety car that gets deployed. Yeah, a bit of a poor time safety car for any of the drivers on the hards that start on the hard tires. But, like I said, if you wanted to take the gamble, you could have. Kind of like what Carson's doing, but they wanted to play the safer option. Or unless Raikkonen is going to play a bit of a team game here and hold off the Alpine. I have a feeling that's what it is, but Camden also has to get past Nerd. He's got to do that first if he wants to try to catch up to the top 2. So yeah, it seems like Raikkonen's going to play a bit of... I probably am going to guess he's going to play a bit of a Sergio Perez tactic. And just try to hold him up for as long as he possibly can. But yeah, Camden though has really impressed me so far in this race. As far as like where he has been compared to where he has usually been throughout the season. Like I said, he doesn't really qualify or be up towards the front most of the time. He's usually in the midfield scoring points, but he's in a position to where he can fight for either a podium or a race win even. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. Well, I know I've kind of been saying that quite a bit about him. But yeah, no, it's just something I've been really impressed by. Okay, safety car is in this lap. So it will be Raikkonen that will lead the way on the restart. He's going to have the Alpine of Remsley right behind him. He'll obviously want to get a move on. When will Raikkonen go? Usually I've seen restarts start off at the penultimate corner, or sometimes at the ace of the final corner. We'll wait and see what Raikkonen does. It looks like he's going to start going, I think, at the exit of the final corner, judging by how he's doing. Oh, bit of bumping, I see. Bit of bumping. Alright, here we go. We're back under green. Raikkonen, I think, might be a bit vulnerable here as they make their way up towards the first corner. Raikkonen manages to stay in front. That's good to see for his sake. Camden Luca now overtakes Nerd. That's for third position. Raikkonen, though, is going to have Remsley to the outside into turn 3. Can't get by there. Rockstar moves up to fourth place. Remsley, though, trying to go around the outside of a teammate of Raikkonen. He now gets through. Raikkonen did all he could to defend. He just couldn't defend hard enough on those old hearts. So now he's got Camden behind. He's going to let his teammate through so that he can go hunt down the Alpine driver. Heading up towards turns 9 and 10. Yeah, that was a much needed move there by Remsley to overtake the Oscar of Raikkonen. He had to do it very quickly there. Lyons also dropped down to 6. I'm sorry. Oh, and a bit of front wing that's broken off. Who was that from? More yellow flags. That's Dionical. More cars off the road. Carson and Swish having a bit of contact. It looked like there was a front wing that came off. Kanks has got no front wing. There definitely was a front wing end plate that came off of somebody. I couldn't quite tell who. And into the pits goes Nerd. He'll get off of those tires. He's had enough of them. It might have been just Cakes then. That might have just only had the damage, I guess. Yeah, Zionical was off the road. Swish and Carson made some sort of contact. I don't know if there was something that went on with the Ferraris, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went on there at turn 11. But now we got another virtual safety car. Drivers have to keep in mind of the delta. Do not exceed it, otherwise you will get a drive-through penalty, which is something you do not want to do. You gotta keep in mind of the delta. One and a half seconds there between the top two. Remsley, a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car as it just ended as he came towards the fast chicane of turns 9 and 10. He gets a drive-through penalty. That's gonna cost him big time. Rockstar down the inside of Raikkonen. He moves up to third place. Remsley's now gonna have to serve a drive-through penalty. Who was leading this race for the majority of the time is going into the pits for a drive-through penalty. Drama at the restart. Unbelievable. Oh, and he gets a 5-second penalty to add more salt into the wounds. His DRS is now enabled. Camden Luca is now your race leader. Rockstar's in second and Raikkonen now in third. Oh, it will now not be for long as Lyon now moves through up into third place. Unbelievable. I cannot believe what I've just seen. Oh, and Rockstar now gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings there. That must have happened at the exit of turn 6. They might have copped that penalty from. I cannot believe that. The race leader, who was leading the entire time, Remsley, is down in 12th place. Not managing the delta properly because of how rubbish it is. Here comes Sir Charles. He is closing in on Raikkonen. He's on the fresh hards, mind you. Oh, is Raikkonen? Maybe had a bit of a weird exit there. Oh, Zionko again goes off the track. Now he goes off at turn 11, the same corner he did a lap ago. Now back onto the racetrack. And there is what was our race leader, Remsley, right behind him. Sir Charles now overtakes Raikkonen. That is for fourth. He's going to try to hunt down Lyon there for third place. Here comes Rizzy, inside move at turn 3, barges through ahead of the Haas. He's now up to 5th. We had a shocker in the sprint, up to 5th place. A very good recovery there for Rizzy so far. We saw how his qualifying was and the qualifying pace was. Can he translate that in the race? Maybe get closer to line. Maybe fight for podium. We'll wait and see. Up towards now turns 9 and 10. He's closing in on Sir Charles. Bit by bit. He might try to get him down the main straight. Hard defending from Raikkonen. Whisper goes through. Ahead of and through goes the Mexican up into 6th place. Alright. Rizzy, what is he going to do here? DRS wide open. Hey, up towards turn 1. Very good exit there from the Aston Martin. Rizzy will not have enough to close up. But he needs a good exit out of turns 1 and 2. Misses the apex quite badly there, as Remsley sets the fastest lap with a 20.0. Hey, through turn 3, swish, Raikkonen. Quite a bit of a sitting duck now at this point on those old hard compound tires. It's not been a fine day for him, at least. He needs a safety car to get him back in this. Oh my goodness, Rizzy! What? Oh, that's just lag. What? I thought he was losing control on the straight. I was like, how did you do that? No, that was just lag on my screen. He has been laggy for me, if I am totally fair. Alright, well, here he comes. He is not close enough to attack Sir Charles. Into turn 12. Turn 13. He needs to overtake him quickly. Oh, I have no idea where he is on track now. Alright, well, he's got DRS. He really needs to get a move on if he wants to catch up to GTR Lion. See if he can get him into turn 3. He'll have the DRS, switches on the battery. And there you go. He's going to line up a move. Into turn 3, down the inside, locks up. A little bit of tire smoke there. Oh, hang on. I'll give him a call later. Actually, hang on. I got a phone call. I'll be back. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. That was a phone call I had. Ramsey goes to the pits and retires while I was missing the action there. So he's had enough. That's going to be a big loss in the championship points for Remsley. He's down by 30 points to his championship rival Lion, and he's going to score nothing. in the main race. That's very unfortunate. And you saw there just a little while ago there, Whisper getting the move there on Carson there. That was at turn 1. But yeah, I'm not sure if he got damaged or something, or what the case was. Carson, inside move, contact! Off the road goes the pair of them at turn 11. Carson with deep braking, pushes them off the track. They both go off. Carson now moves down to 9th. A very, very costly error there between the two cars, and Whisper goes into pit lane. Oh, those tires, pulls it up. He's on 10 lap old mediums. So it's a strategic stop. Surprised he didn't go to the hards, in fairness, during the safety car period. Oh, did you hear about my phone call? Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Tom. But anyway, it's all good now. Oh, Zionico! Oh my goodness! How on earth did he manage to keep that car under control? He was sideways and a half watching him. Raikkonen is all over Carson now. Carson, who dropped significantly thanks to the contact between himself and Whisper at turn 11. He has to give in to Raikkonen. Meanwhile, though, Rockstar is right behind. Oh, he locks up going into turn 13. Actually, you can see more of a visual lockup, I guess. There was a bit of tire smoke. That's good to see. And they might have fixed a bit of the lockup there for anyone that was on no ABS. That's good to see. There's Lion, though. He is closing bit by bit. He is heading up towards turn 3. He's not going to be close enough, obviously, to do anything. But Rockstar isn't the driver he needs to worry about. He's got a 3-second penalty. It's the driver that's 2 spots in front. That's Camden Luca in P1. He doesn't have a penalty. Rockstar, though, does. Lap 20 of 29. There is the DRS enabled there for the Alpine and 2 for the Aston Martin. Head down towards turn 9. Not close enough, obviously. Out of turn 9, down towards turn 10. Good exit there as well from Camden Luca. Gains a bit of time, but that will be closed up thanks to Rockstar having DRS. As Zarko now overtakes Raikkonen there for 9th place. Oh, hang on. Side-by-side action. Contact as well between Nerd and Giggle. Exit of turn 11. And up towards now turn 14. Red Bull right behind the Ferrari. Swish now overtakes Rizzy there. That's for P4. Very good little move. Sir Charles gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings there. That must have happened at turn 2, I think. Up towards now turn 3. The gap right now is 4 tenths between these two. 9 tenths between the top two. Up towards now turn 6. The Red Bull really close, not close enough. Misses the apex a little bit, but that won't compromise them too much. Here comes the Red Bull. I don't think there's much Giggle can do about this. Oh, well, apparently he's got more straight line speed than I realized. Still stays alongside contact. Cuts the curve there, Nerd, and a little bit off the road. There goes Giggle. That car has got some straight line speed than I anticipated. Meanwhile, though, top three, I should say, separated by just 1.1 seconds. Lion, though, all over the back of Camden, Luca, and Rockstar. I probably would say the Lion's got the better pace compared to the top two. At least in my opinion it is. Carson says fast slap, 119.8 I believe that was. Yep, Misner gets a penalty as well. Rockstar right behind Luca. But again, isn't close enough to attack the Haas. He has to stay behind. Up towards now turn 11. What's going to happen here, though? Okay, 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. Out of the final corner now, back onto the main straightaway. Camden goes to defend on the inside, cuts back onto the racing line. Trying to break the slipstream from the Aston Martin. Doesn't want the Aston Martin to get that that slipstream. Yellow flags, that's Carson that's spun. Exit of turn 10. He gets the car going again. It's been a very poor race for Carson, poor weekend for Carson. He's shown how quick he can be, but just right now the luck has not been on his side for the Williams driver. Very unfortunate. Here comes Rockstar with a lot of speed. Camden can't do anything about that. Rockstar moves into the lead. But he has a penalty, remember that. And here comes Lion to the outside. He now gets through. He's into second place. That's going to be crucial for Lion. This Case is also retired as well. Carson's also retired. Camden Luca drops down to P3. His lead has come to an end here on lap 23. But it's definitely not over yet, I don't think. Coming through turn 2. DRS wide open for the Alpine. I don't think he'll line up a move here. Not quite. He'll stick behind the Aston Martin, at least for now. The battle between Luca and Lion. This is the battle for the race lead. Legitimately. Even though Rockstar, yes, he's involved, but he has a penalty to his name. Speaking of that, Whisper's got now another one to his name. Luca, though, has made a mistake. He's lost himself a bit of time. And here comes Lion with DRS. He's lifting as well. He doesn't want to go through. Well, he doesn't go through there. I'm surprised. Oh, again, Luca makes a mistake. Here comes Lion. Inside move into turn 11. He gets in front. He's now into the race lead. Luca trying to catch up. He's been pushing really, really hard. I have been noticing. The clouds have been coming as well. The clouds have started to form a little bit more here at Australia. Very interesting. So, what are we going to store here for this part? Rockstar will close up again with DRS. He won't be close enough though to attack GTR Line into turn 3. He needs to stay with him. He wants any sort of chance of trying to do something. He's losing more and more precious time. He will get 8 of DRS. I think just get DRS. Yep, he's got DRS. We saw how fast this thing was down the straights compared to Luca. He was leaving him in the dust. A bit of a moment there from Lion, I notice. Losing the back end of the car. And here comes Rockstar. He's not close enough. Not yet, though, to attack into turn 11. Oh, the rain's come! The rain has come! I just saw spit from the heavens. I think it has opened here. We're gonna have rain here in Melbourne. It has started to rain. I think it has started to rain. No front rain. I was gonna say yellow flies. That's Swish off the track. He's gone back on the racetrack again. Oh, is there? I swore I saw a spit of rain. Or am I wrong? I don't see the car streaky. Yeah, no, it is. It is. I see the streaks now. It's coming. But how hard is it going to get towards the end of the race? That's the question. And if it gets hard enough, how will the conditions be? Here comes Rockstar. Outside move. He takes back the lead. As Swish is retired in the pits. He has had enough. He's calling it quits on lap 26. Oh, that is super tight. Very close there from line there. Almost at the back of the Aston Martin. Rain's not really getting down heavy enough. I do see the drops though. And here comes line again. Camden also has DRS too. He's not going to be close enough. How treacherous is this going to be for the hard runners? They will have no grip. Camden, I think, needs to get by quickly. He's not close enough though. Lion goes way too deep there into turn 3. He can't make the move there, Rockstar. He has to stay behind. Camden is all over the back of these two. Out of turn 6, up towards 7 and 8. The rain's starting to come down. I see that more is coming on the camera lens. Rockstar, with the straight line speed that he's got, will take back the race lead. How much longer though? Camden Luca will get DRS as well. He is right behind the Alpine. He needs to start making a move now. This is the battle for the race lead. He's not close enough. Oh, that's quite unlucky there, Swish. Poor Fanatec. Rain is coming harder, harder. Lying around the final corner, now back on the main straight. Rockstar goes to the inside to protect himself from the slipstream. Lying not close enough into turn 1, up towards turn 2. Camden all over the back of him. Can he make any moves there? He's gonna go to the outside. He's all close enough. He can't get him there into turn 3. The rain has started to get a bit heavier. It's starting to get a bit more greasy here in Melbourne. They're on worn hards, mind you, as well. Worn hard tires. Here we go, up towards now turn 9 on this third DRS straight. Rockstar defending hard. He can't defend hard for much longer. The Alpine slips back into the race lead. Not raining hard yet. Not hard enough for at least to be spray coming off the cars. Oh, but there was a moment there for Lion at the edge of turn 11. Out of turn 13 up towards 14. Rockstar will get DRS down the straight. Hanging down the main straightaway up towards turn 1. This is the final lap of the race. Who will prevail? Who will survive this? There's still DRS being enabled for Rockstar. He's not close enough into that corner of turn 3. Lion trying to keep his head down, keep his head cool. He's got enough of a gap, I think, to hold off the Aston Martin. Turn 9, or turn 9, turn 7, then turn 8. Now towards turn 9. I was going to say 9/10 is the margin. They'll close up a little bit thanks to DRS. Up towards turns 9 and 10. They got to get through this swiftly, which they do. Time is running out for Luca. I don't think he'll be in range. As Whisper overtakes Zionical. He's not going to get close enough to overtake Lion. Oh, what a fascinating drive. Again from Lion. Showing you why he has been a cool, calm head in this race. Comes up to the line. Lion wins here in Australia. Luca will claim his first podium here in Golden Class with a P2 finish. Rockstar will finish in third, alone with Rizzy. Sir Charles will finish in fifth. Nerd 6th. Whisper 7th. Zionical 8th. Giggle in 9th. And Raikkonen will round off the top 10. And Lion will further extend his championship lead. A good complement of points for our championship leader, and also considering his championship rival retired midway through the race. It's now another victory for Lion. Won at Suzuka last week. Now wins in Australia. It's back-to-back victories for our championship leader. Fantastic stuff. Well, Camden Luca, P2 for him. He almost had a race win coming for him. He was so close. Unfortunately, just wasn't close enough to get the race win. Rockstar, though, another third place finish. Pretty much like he had back at Silverstone a few weeks ago. 29 points given to Lion after finishing 5th in the sprints and also winning the race here. So it's a complement of 29 points. Yeah, because of that, the championship lead has now been built up by 21 more points. It's now a 51-point lead for Lion. That's basically what the results stand for this. There's the results for the main race. Lion wins. Luca, Rockstar, Rizzy, Sir Charles, Nerd, Whisper, Zionical, Raikkonen, and Giggle completes the top 10. Interesting. I thought it was Raikkonen that completed the top 10. Swish, Cakes, Carson, and Remsley rounds it all off. I'm mostly surprised, though, that Carson got driver of the day, considering he didn't even finish. But there we are, I suppose. Alright. I'm gonna probably go ahead and get into the comms don't join chat. If anyone wants to join that, I suppose. Alright. Well. Okay. Well, let's see. Alright, rightio. I think we have... Alright, cool. We've got Camden in here. There's Lion. I think what we'll do is we'll just probably do Lion's interview to get that out of the way, because kind of gets a bit of a buggery with Discord chat. Anyway, we do have them in here. We'll start off with our race winner, GTR Lion. What a fantastic race from you. Despite the sprints having a bit of a scuff, finishing 5th. Managed to recover that into a race win here at Melbourne. But yeah, how was it for you for tonight, considering all that little bit of hiccup from the sprint? Mm. Yeah, do you think in qualifying you could have done a little bit better? I know you qualified, I think, what was it, P5 or P6 you qualified? Um, yeah, do you think you had more time on the board, or what did you think that was, or what did you think that was good enough that you could do? And then also from the shoot, from the last few laps when the rain came down, started to come down. How was the conditions for you? I kind of would imagine it would have been a little bit greasy because I noticed how the track was starting to slowly go into a bit of a greasy phase to where the point of the car could have been a bit slippery. Mm. Yeah, no, absolutely. You kept your head down and you managed to win the race. That was obviously the main thing, just get to the finish, even despite the how tricky the conditions could have been. Um, I guess one more question is that next week we head over to Singapore. How do you think you will do around that place? Mm. Well, you definitely brought a good result. You've now got a 51 point lead to your, I think, to your teammate now after this round. So definitely a big confidence boost, and of course a bit of a cushion for you. But congratulations on your race win, and good luck to you next week at Singapore. Hmm? Yep, it was Camden's first podium, like I mentioned during the stream. No, a fantastic result. But congratulations. Um, and actually, I think what I'm going to do, since these two are on PlayStation, if they want to, I'm going to. It's just to make it easy for me, so I don't have to use my phone to put up against my headset. I'm just going to move to the PlayStation part and invite the two, if they would like. So I'll be back in just a sec. Yeah, it's just because I, I sometimes hate doing the Discord parties. It's just a bit of a weird one. Alright, so we'll invite Camden, and we'll also invite Rockstar, if they want to. There he is. Rockstar to Vancouver. Yeah, because I hate using the frickin' Discord. Hello, Camden.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I wanted to make it easy for myself because I hate using the Discord in terms of for the frickin' interviews. But,
I totally understand.
Yeah, but since you are here, well, actually, no, we'll go with you. So, yeah, P2. Well, you must be very thrilled considering that you not only got a podium, but you were close to getting a win. So you must be very thrilled for that, for sure, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled, but I was pretty dang close to getting that victory. So, if you told me at the beginning of the season that I would even be fighting for a win, I would have thought that everybody else crashed out and I was the only one left on track. So, yeah, I'm happy, but obviously, the rain came at the end, and I think that hurt my performance a little bit just because I started locking up a little bit, which is something I've been struggling with all year, just trying to adjust to no ABS and my new Vanatech wheel. But yeah, man, P2, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like you qualified up towards the front, like at one point. Like you caught me by surprise. Like, not gonna lie, you actually did. but no, it's in a good way though. Like, I understand. Like, you just started on wheel, like you said. I remember you did say that at the beginning of the season. I remember that's how it was for me. Like, trying to adjust from controller to wheel. It can be a bit of a tall order at some point, but no, the fact that you actually were fighting for not only a podium but a chance for the win, that was quite impressive. But yeah, how are the conditions for you at the end of the race? Like, of course, like I mentioned the line before, it did start to rain, and it looked like at one point it was starting to get a little bit tricky for the three of you there, fighting for the win.
Oh yeah. So really, my struggles kind of began before the rain came. It was around lap 22 to 23, and as soon as my hard tires got enough wear on them, I just, for some reason, really started to struggle. And for whatever reason, I was hitting, I don't know if you noticed, but I was hitting the grass on entry into turn 6. The grass that's on the left-hand side there, right before that right-hander. And when you hit that, you just go straight. You go straight through that corner. And I must have done that like 2 out of like 3 laps in that span. I did that, and I was getting really frustrated at that point. And then the rain came, and I don't think it was bad the first couple of laps, like lap 24, 25, it wasn't bad, but yeah, the last couple of laps I was locking up a lot, and somehow was still almost, within range of Lion. I just want to thank Rockstar for holding him off as long as he could. By the way, Rockstar, I mean, his wins must have been like 0-0, because every time that I was either ahead of him or behind him. He would just gain so much time on the, on the front stretch, on the back stretch. It's like, man, I was losing everything to him on the straightaways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't recall that because, yeah, he looked like he was very fast down the straights for sure. But yeah, the mistakes you made at turn 6 that you mentioned, I did notice you hit the grass, but I did notice you losing a significant amount of time at that corner. I had a rough guess that's what you did.
Yeah, I did that a couple times, and it was that corner, and then I think there was a couple times in turn 11, but that corner is just ridiculous. And then I don't know, man. I feel like I had a pretty solid race besides those couple of moments. Definitely proud of myself, and you know what? Hopefully I can keep doing this. Maybe I'll get a win before the season's over. I did not think I would be saying that at all this season.
Well, I mean, you definitely proved that you were capable. It actually was a very solid race, like I guess from both of us have been saying.
Right.
But I guess one more. Next week we go to Singapore. How do you think you'll fare around there?
I like that track. I don't know how I'll be just because of the new game, the wheel, and everything, but historically I've been pretty good there in the past, and it's a track I like to drive on. It's a hard track. It's a long race, a really long race. I just wish that they had the new layout this season. I don't think they have the new layout yet
they
on
do.
this game.
They do. No, they have the new layout.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. No,
I should do time trial right now then.
Yeah.
I should get to it.
Yeah, they updated that over a month ago.
Oh, wow. I'm clearly living under a rock then.
Yeah, no, they updated it. Those 90 returns are no longer there anymore. Thank goodness it isn't. I hated those corners. But
cool.
Yeah. Well, other than that, congratulations on your second place finish and your first one of the season too. Yeah.
First ever in the Golden Class.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Alright, well, I guess we'll move on to P3 then. Rockstar. Yeah, your race, you had a good race overall. I probably would say, like, not too much in terms of, like, incidents happened to you. It seemed like you were just trying to keep your head down. But, yeah, what wings were you using, though? Because, yeah, like Camden was mentioning, I saw on the stream, you were blitzing down the straights. Like, literally blitzing down the straights. Yeah, no, I mean, I noticed you were burning up a lot of your battery as well. I had a feeling that maybe you were kind of just struggling and just hoping to keep up as best you could with what you could do. But, yeah, and then how was the conditions for you at the end? Because, like I asked those two earlier, like it started to look like it got tricky for you too, or for you three. Sorry, for you three. Mm. And how do you think you'll fare around Singapore next week? Mm. Mm. Well, congratulations though on P3, and yeah, best of luck to you for next week. Hmm. And I guess with that, we'll wrap up the stream. Bit of a long one, but we got through it nonetheless. And yeah, it was definitely a sprint for sure that we might remember for a bit. But yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up in this stream. I've been K1997. Thank you very much for watching. And we will see you for next week in Golden Class for round 12 of the championship at the Marina Bay Street Circuit for the Singapore Grand Prix. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.